I am a healthcare expert. I know the population. I know their needs. I have been in hospitals forever. So
So you
I
have
don't
that
only
insight,
serve
yeah.
their needs, I serve their psychology, their emotions. I address that.
Welcome back to another episode of the Succeed Against the Odds show. Today, as my guest, I have Fatma Taha. And I met Fatma at a Chamber of Commerce event it was last year, sometime last year.
February, I believe. Or something.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah,
Oh
last
my
year,
goodness.
October.
Last year.
Yes.
2017.
Yes.
And Fatma, you had a booth, and as I walked by, you were standing there, and I was looking at your brochures, and you intrigued me as a person. Not so much the business, because at this time is not the services that I need. However, there was something about you that made me interested in you, and out of how many vendors there were there and exhibit booths, you're the only person that I approached
wow.
to come here. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You didn't know that.
No.
So I don't really know. I really don't know you. I don't know much about you, and I would like to get to know you more, find out more about you, and also our audience. And I like to spotlight your business. So it's the first time I'm doing this. I haven't spotlighted a business for the sake of spotlighting a business, but I think it's an important thing that you offer as a business. But before we go into what it is that you do, can you give our audience and me a little bit about your background and where you're from?
Okay. So before going into that, I would like to mention to you that you may need our service sooner than later.
Possibly.
And I will let you know why later on.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm originally from Egypt, the lands of the pyramids and the camels and the Sphinx, right? And my husband and I, when we got married some times ago, we traveled to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I was a physician and he's an economist. We have been working there and we had raised 3 kids there. Then came the Gulf War. It was 1990. And being from Egypt, I encountered 3 wars when I was in Egypt.
Wow.
I've been through 3 wars. Egypt has been through 3 wars when I was actually, the first war started when I was 5 years old. And then the second one was when I was like 15. And the third one when I was like 18.
Wow.
So I came from the land of wars. I know what war means. And my father was an officer. So I know exactly the losses and the catastrophes that happen in the wars. So when we moved to Dubai, I started working as a physician, and my husband was working as well. We raised 3 kids, and then I was working for the military hospital. Then came the Gulf War, that was in 1990. So we were stuck in the hospital for 3 months.
So that's the 4th war.
That's the 4th war. And I was so much depressed because I didn't want my kids to go through what I have been through, growing through wars. So my husband and I made the decision to immigrate to Canada. So he has PhD in economics. So coming here, I was not allowed to practice because they didn't need physicians. And they call me here a foreign medical grad.
So would they transfer your credits from Egypt to here? They don't.
No, they don't transfer. No credits, no experience, no nothing. My husband as well, whenever he applied for a job, he was overqualified because he has PhD and he was working as a professor of economy, and that's Canada. So coming here, I went back to school. I got my master's in public health from UBC
Wow.
with
So you did
honors.
how many years did you?
It was 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. I got a certificate from BCIT with honors on quality healthcare management. So it's along the same lines of my passion, which is healthcare. So I started working for BC Center for Disease Control for 2 years. I loved it. Beautiful, beautiful place, amazing people. And as we all know, it's a center of excellence.
Mm.
I learned a lot from the people I met there. I still love to go back and meet with them. And then I got an opportunity to move to BC Children's and Women's Hospital, working on the senior management team as a clinical consultant overseeing the quality of care for patients. So if anyone would go to Children's Hospital and they noticed the excellent quality of care, I was part of the team. Staying there for 11 years, it was far away from Coquitlam where I live. So I moved to Fraser House. I was working as a clinical consultant again, as in infection control. I was overseeing all infection control initiatives across Fraser Health's 12 acute hospitals, 20 residential homes, home health for over 5 years. I enjoyed what I'm doing. I made good friends, good colleagues, and I wanted to work there forever. But unfortunately, my husband went off sick. He had a big health problem. He was not allowed to drive. He would have to go to specialists and physiotherapists and speech therapists and all kinds of therapists you can imagine. So it was impossible for me to continue working full time. I always put my family on top. This was my number one priority. So I had to stay home. Being working forever, and my kids are grown up now. I'm very proud of them. 3 of them, a girl and 2 boys. I was thinking what I can do. So given my background, I know the patient population. I know the Canadian healthcare system from A to Z. I have been traveling all over Canada with, meeting people and all these kinds of like healthcare conferences and other things. So I thought, why don't I start um, a company for caring for people in their own home? So our slogan is, we serve you anywhere you are, all the time. And when I started saying, you may need my help, let me explain to you why. When I tell anyone it's a home healthcare company, the first thing that comes to your mind is what?
Well, I'm thinking seniors, aging parents.
Exactly. That's what people think, but it's a mess. Because we serve seniors and elderly, because Canada actually is aging. And Canada is the second in the percentage of seniors in the world after Japan.
Wow.
And we're getting more and more, especially in BC, where people love to come here and retire. So we're getting more of that.
So we live longer.
And we live longer, of course. Many of our clients are in their 90s. And they can move around, they are in good health. But we don't only serve seniors. We serve anyone who requires help at home. In contrast to seniors, we serve new moms overwhelmed with their babies and they want to take a nap and they cannot.
Okay. So, all right. So what exactly what do the services? What are all the services that your business provides?
Okay, So we provide 3 levels of service.
3 levels.
The first level is, care aides. They go to the homes, wherever home is. If the home is in a hotel, we go to the hotel. If the home is in a senior home, yes, we do that. Residential home, hospital, or maybe it's a retirement home or their own home. We go there, and what we do is personal care. We do transportation, companionship, because it's a big thing in Canada. And the government is actually putting extra money this year in its budget for those who are isolated, the seniors who are isolated in their own home.
That is a big problem, isolation and loneliness. There's a
Exactly.
lot of that. It's not just among the seniors, it's in
Among
the
everyone,
young people. I know a few
yes.
people who are advocates about. We live in an area where it's very populated, and yet there's a lot of loneliness.
Exactly. But the young people, they go into Skype or any kind of, internet projects. Internet
Devices, yeah.
programs, and they play cards. They meet someone online, chat or anything. But unfortunately, seniors, the majority of them have not been introduced to computers.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone they have their own cell phones, but they don't know how to go into these programs and mix with others.
You may be surprised, because recently I found out that there was a study done, and they were saying that there's a lot of loneliness even among the younger generation that is in their devices, because they live in their own little bubble, so that the physical
Exactly.
companionship is missing.
Right.
Now, so
No, this is actually a big problem.
Yeah.
in our era.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big problem for sure.
Yeah.
So the other service we provide is that we support the caregivers, caregiver relief, respite, because many family members, they help their elderly or the other groups that I'm going to tell you about. Someone who actually fell from, or broke their arm, or have been to the hospital and discharged the same day because there are no beds, with a catheter, with a wound that needs dressing, so they need help at home, or someone who has been through a motor vehicle accident. And that's why I'm telling you, it's not only about
I don't know why I had the impression that that's what
not only
it
you.
was for.
Honestly, everyone else, they think, yes, of course, our main population is the seniors, but not everyone is a senior, So transportation for someone who needs to go for an appointment.
So they just call you, and so same as calling a taxi, they just call you instead?
Exactly. But the difference between us and a taxi,
they'll wait and walk you in.
that they get to know us. We chat with them. We become a family, and this is actually what we call ourselves. My business name is Big Hearts Home Care. We are family,
And it's so important to have that kind of interaction where you feel like you are part of the family versus a stranger that is taking you from A to B and B to A, right? Like it's nice to have that deeper connection.
Exactly. And when we transport someone, we don't just leave them on the door. We take them to the office, a physician office, or we take them to the restaurant, we take them inside, we have them seated, and then when we come back, we take them from where we dropped them. A taxi will not do that. They will have to go walk by themselves, and sometimes they can fall, or sometimes they need someone to support them. A taxi driver doesn't do that because they wait in the car.
Yeah, it's not their job. It's a different job description. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. For example, during Christmas time and New Year's, I had in my car, I had a nice box of chocolate. So everyone who actually sit next to me, I offer them the chocolate, and if they need coffee, I stop by Tim Hortons. I order coffee for them and then drive them wherever they want. A taxi driver, he counts the minutes.
Yeah.
He counts, how much he's going to charge.
Right.
But we don't do that. So we are less expensive than a taxi driver and more welcoming, and we have a warm service rather than just drop you at the door.
That's a beautiful, beautiful way of providing a service.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's more than just, I'm going to take you from here to there. And when we go to homes, we don't only, do our job. No. A lot of people, they need to chat with someone. They need to tell their story to someone.
The human touch,
it's
the human
connection.
Touch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there are some clients who have been with us, with me, for over a year and a half now. And they call me, even, they set up times, but then they call me over the weekend, can you please come? I need someone with me. Something happened at the, in the house, and I need to talk to you about it. So it's not only about service, it's about the human touch.
Now, how long have you had the business?
It's about 3 years.
3 years. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good. That's,
Yeah.
That's pretty remarkable.
So it's a family owned and operated. I told you I had to stay home because of my husband, and of course he's a priority for me. We have always been a loving, caring, a small family. But then after a while, when he didn't need me anymore, I felt really that I've always been compassionate. And I really love to help people and serve people.
Okay, so why did you, here's just a curious question Francesca has, why start a business versus going back to work for someone else?
Sure. By the way, a couple of weeks ago, I was contacted by a recruiter, and it was an excellent position, a 6-figure salary, but I declined. Why? Let me tell you why. Number one, we are all aging. My husband is aging, and he's not back to his complete health. I cannot leave him for 8-9 hours. And of course, most of these interesting positions are either downtown or across the border or in Surrey, So it's going to take me like 8-9 hours away from home. I cannot do that to my husband. He has always been supportive, and family always comes first. That's number one. Number two, although I was always working, either as a physician or a consultant or wherever, for myself, I always had the passion to help people. And when I started this business, I enjoyed it very, very, very much. Although, as you know, as a businesswoman, it's not easy to start a business.
No, and that's, I think, a lot of people have this misconception that, I'll just start a business, and then they go, this is not as easy as I thought, and a lot of people give up too soon. Too soon. Because there is that learning, there is that prep, there is that time that needs to be put in to get a business to start getting traction. There's so many things that need to be put in place. There's, there's the plan, how you're going to run it, your procedures, your systems, your marketing, how you're going to go about it. There's so many different components. Yeah, it can be overwhelming, especially if you've never had a business before. So let me ask you, what was that transition like for you? Because you went from working for somebody else where they had to, you just show up and do your job. And then when you have a business, it's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
Right now you have to know all these different things. Even though you can still hire and pay other people to do a lot of stuff, you still are the top and you have to know everything. Right? Even if you're not doing everything, you still have to know what needs to happen. And, right? So how was that transition for you?
Very difficult. Very difficult, but challenging. And I always love challenges.
So you're like, bring it on.
So let me tell you what I did, actually. And I have a partner. But then my partner had to go overseas. So I had to carry on all the responsibilities.
So it's all on you now.
It's all on me. He's coming back actually by end of June, but as you know, it's a heavy load.
It's a full load, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I did is that I actually joined Douglas College, the self-employment program.
Yes.
I learned a lot
Mm-hmm.
from them, and honestly, they are amazing.
I know because I took the program.
Oh, you did?
Yes, back
Okay.
I often speak of the self-employment program.
Yeah.
Yes, back in 2002. That's
Oh,
when I took
wow.
it. In fact, I was speaking with some of the people that work there now just last week, and I said it was the best thing that ever happened to me because it made me fall in love with entrepreneurship. I had no idea how to be a business owner. I had no
Yes.
clue where to start, and it really put me in the right path. I still didn't know everything I needed to know at
Of
the end of it,
course. Yeah.
but mind you, for the amount of time, and they do give you a lot of information, and they
Yes.
totally set you on the right track.
And they support.
They're very
A lot of
supportive,
support.
very supportive.
Yeah. And the program is finished, but we're still in contact.
Yes.
And whenever I have a question, I ask them, and so on. So that's what I started, learning about how to do a business the right way, and then establishing a company.
So you have the support. Basically, that's the question. So you have the support.
Yes.
So a lot of people get into business thinking, I'll start, and they have no idea what to do, and that's why they give up, because they don't have that guidance on really, this is what you need to do next, and this is what you need to do next.
Exactly.
So yeah, well, there you go. We went through the same program. See, I didn't know.
We have something in common.
Yeah, we have something in common. It's a small world.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations on your business,
Thank
on
you.
this venture, because
Thank
I
you.
think a lot of people benefit from it, and you never know. I hope I don't need the services. I really do hope not.
But you never know.
However, you never know. But it is a beautiful thing that you're offering, because, like you said, I mean, yours seems to be really coming from the heart. I can see you have a good heart.
Thank you.
And it shows from what you say and how you share it. So, and you've had quite the background. I know we don't have time to go into the whole history of you, but just knowing you've been through 3 wars and moved, and then decide, like, we don't want our kids to go through this like we did. We need to bring them to, that takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of not everyone has that strength and courage to say, let's uproot and let's bring our family into a completely different world where we don't know anybody, we don't know what's going to be like. It's like you're going into the unknown.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So,
and that was the feeling, the exact feeling.
Yeah.
You know, we left everything behind. We came here.
And did you know anyone?
No.
No.
We started all over again. We couldn't find jobs.
Yeah.
And like any immigrant who comes here, and we start building everything from the beginning.
Yeah. I think there's an advantage to it, though, because
it's a new start.
It's a new start, but I think that when we come to a place where we have to work harder for something,
right?
We work harder for it, and then we have greater rewards because we work harder versus those that just grow up with it and take it for granted.
Right.
I'm generalizing. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but I think that for the most part, people that have it tough when they move to a new place, I think they tend to work harder.
Honestly, I think this was the best move.
Best challenge and the best move?
The best move we had. I was against it because, we had excellent positions where we came from. We had a lot of money,
like I said, it took courage to do that.
And then we left everything and we came here. But I think on the long run, I think it was the best decision taken. And actually, my husband was, courageous enough to make the final decision. He said, you know what? We have to move. We have to move now. We should not wait. And I think we are very grateful and we're very thankful. We came here. We had our bad times, of course. We left our friends, our family, and everyone. We started all over again. And with 3 kids, one of them was a teenager, one preteen, and one very, very young, and we had to deal with all the problems of
That would be a challenge all by itself, dealing with
culture shock and
Yeah.
the problems of bullying and everything else. But in the end, it's very, very, very rewarding. Canada is peaceful. Canada is welcoming. I'm really thankful that we made the move. We lost money, but who cares about money? It's peaceful. It is
And in the end,
peaceful.
and you know what, and that you said that like just so beautifully, because I believe in the end, what we all really want, it's not money, it's peace of mind.
Exactly.
It's peace of mind.
And that's what we have here, right? And I really encourage people, even those who haven't been immigrating, to immigrate. Because look around the world. How many wars are there? Especially in the Middle East, where I came from. A lot of people, they want to leave their countries.
I just hope that it will just be peaceful, so people don't have to leave their home, and everybody can have their own home.
Hopefully.
If the dream would be to have
peace
everywhere, so that
yes,
they can have Canada everywhere.
Exactly.
Exactly. Why can't that
Well,
happen?
this is a dream, but I don't think it's gonna happen in a year or two.
No,
maybe
probably,
in 20 years or something.
No, not so soon. Anyway, if our audience wants to get in touch with you, find out more about your company and your business, and wants to give you a call and connect with you, where is the best place for our audience to reach you?
So
especially if you're in the lower, you're just local, right? Or
we are actually, we serve people from White Rock all the way to Vancouver, and yesterday we started our business in West Vancouver.
Okay, so when I say local, I mean the lower part of British Columbia.
Exactly.
For our audiences in the US or the other side of Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so that we clarify. But you never know, you could expand, right?
Well, our plan, actually, we wrote a business plan, and we are planning to franchise in the next 5 years or so.
Perfect. So if this speaks to you, if there's anybody here watching, if you're watching this and if this business resonates with you, and one day you think, hey, this is something that maybe I'd like to get into, please get in touch with Fatma, because Fatma can give you, I would say not even wait, just get in touch with Fatma, because you never know. Sometimes things move faster just because someone else says, hey, I want to do it now.
Yeah, so exactly. So there is something I just want to mention to you. I don't only own the business with my partner.
Right.
I serve the people myself.
And I kind of imagined that. I kind of knew that. Just because it's who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
It's who you are.
Exactly. I love people. I love to serve people. I'm a social activist. I've always been supporting men and women, mainly women who suffer, from life catastrophes. However, what makes us special, what makes us different from other companies, is that we provide same-day service. Why? If someone calls me in the morning, and this happened, and the guy said, you know what, I have a business trip, I have to go to Seattle right away. My mother, who lives with me, fell down and broke her arm. I need someone to take her to the hospital and fix her arm and stay with her and, be supportive of her. Right away, I went to the guy. He was in Richmond. I'm in Coquitlam. But right away, I drove to Richmond, took her to the hospital, stayed with her, comforted her, and comforted him. He was calling me every 2 hours. He finished his business. He came back the second day. We were supporting his mom until he came back. The second thing is that
it gave him peace of mind.
Exactly. And he did not lose business, right? The second thing, because I am a healthcare expert, I know the population. I know their needs. I have been in hospitals forever. So I don't only serve their needs, I serve their psychology, their emotions. I address that, And the other thing that I'm doing right now is that I've always felt I want to give back to the community. So I'm offering free presentations on health topics everywhere.
So there you go. Another, if you're local or wherever you are, get in touch with Fatma.
Right.
What's your website?
It's www.bigheartshomecare.ca. And don't forget, it's Big Hearts, not just one
plural.
heart. Plural. Big Hearts, yes, Big Hearts Home Care untitled.ca. And yes, we are a family, you know, and we have a Facebook. It's Big Hearts Home Care Vancouver _CA, Canada. We're proud to be Canadian, we're proud to be local here, and we're proud of what we're doing.
Okay, we're going to make sure we will have the links in the show notes, so
Yeah.
you can just
Perfect.
click on the links there.
If you go on Google and search our name,
They'll come out.
just have a look at our preview. We have 5 stars, and we would love to serve everyone.
I'm sure you have the 5 stars.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You.